Okay, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be sharing three videos with you, and we're going to begin video one by setting up OneDrive. So to set up OneDrive, we're going to go first of all to the top right corner of your screen and click the magnifying glass, little icon that looks like a magnifying glass. That's called Spotlight Search, and I'm going to type in Launchpad. And after you type a few letters, you should see this rocket looking icon, and we're going to press return to open Launchpad. And then we're going to, you could be in either of these two places. I'm using the command key and my right and left arrow keys. So command and right and left arrow keys to move forward and backward in Launchpad. I want you to find OneDrive. So for me, OneDrive is right here. You're going to click OneDrive. And I can't do this particular part with you because mine's already set up. But you're going to click OneDrive, and then it's going to prompt you to log in using your Navajo Prep email address and your password. Then you'll be asked several questions, and you just keep clicking next until you get to the end, and it'll say something about syncing, that kind of thing, but just click next and let it do what its default is until you finish. So that will accomplish a couple of things. So I'm going to press the escape key at the top left corner of my keyboard, and I'm back to Google Chrome where our lesson plan is. And so what I'd like for you to notice, once you get OneDrive set up, you'll have a little cloud icon right at the very top of your computer window, and it'll be the typical OneDrive cloud icon. And you can access OneDrive there, or for me, the preferred method is to go down here and click Finder, and then notice OneDrive Navajo Preparatory School is listed here in my Finder. Once you get OneDrive set up, it has time to sync, you'll have this option in your Finder Favorites window. So I'm going to click OneDrive here. And of course, yours will look different than mine because I've got a bunch of stuff in OneDrive, and likely as not, you don't have a whole lot, if not anything at all. So I've got this particular folder set up in OneDrive, the entire window set up to use groups. So to do something like that, you can click Use Groups, and it groups everything according to their file type. I prefer something like groups because it organizes things by their file type. So I'm going to go back and click Use Groups, and now my folders are in one area, my Word documents, PDFs, PowerPoints, and so on. So after we've got OneDrive set up and we've got the folder structure here, I'm going to click this little gear icon here just below where the OneDrive Navajo Preparatory School name is, and I'm going to click that down arrow. I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to title this new folder Intro to Computers. I'm creating a new folder called Intro to Computers. So that's the name of our class. So when you create that, the intent is that you'll put all of your work for this class in that Intro to Computers class. There's the Intro to Computers class that I just created. I'm going to open that by double clicking it. And now I'm going to create a new folder inside that folder. So new folder, and I'm going to title this HTML, like that. So I'm going to put all of my HTML files for this class in that folder. All right. I'm going to close this and we'll come back to it in a minute. Now we're going to go to the bottom of today's lesson plan. It's Unit 2 using Visual Studio Code. So we're not really doing anything in code.org today. We're working outside of that. At the bottom of this page is a file, and its name is template.html. So we're going to click that, and when I do, we're going to download that. It will go to my downloads folder. So I've got template.html in my downloads folder, and we can also get to that in recents. Another way we can get to it is to press the Control key and the mouse pad button, and we're going to click Show in Finder. I'm going to have to go to I have to go back to my Finder window if I can get it to open again. I guess it's behind here. Yeah, so there's my Finder window, and in Downloads I have this template.html file. And so I want to copy this template.html file into that folder that I created in OneDrive. So I'm going to click on that with my Control key and my mouse, or my mouse pad, and I'm going to click Copy. Then I'm going to go back to my OneDrive account and go up to the folders and find Intro to Computers, and then HTML, and then I'm going to Control click there and click Paste Item. So now that template.html file is in that HTML folder inside Intro to Computers inside OneDrive. So I've moved the template file from my lesson plan page all the way into that HTML file in OneDrive. So now I can close my Finder window. And now we're going to open Visual Studio Code. To do that, I want you to click the magnifying glass again. And so in Spotlight, we're going to type Visual Studio Code. Type a few letters, it should recognize it. I'm going to press Return on my computer keyboard, and now we've opened Visual Studio Code. So the first thing we're going to do is open that template.html file that we copied over into OneDrive. So up here, we're going to go to File and Open. And then we're going to go to OneDrive. We're going to go to that folder that I created called Intro to Computers. We're going to open the HTML file, and there's template.html. I'm going to click that and then select Open, or I could also double click it. So now we've got an HTML skeleton file open on our computer in Visual Studio Code. I'm going to close this welcome window because it's just kind of gets in the way right now. So this is the most basic structure for an HTML page. And this is a web page in its own right. So this is a web page. It's blank right now. It doesn't have anything in it. We've put no content in it, but this is the structure for a web page. So next, we're going to rename this thing. So I'm going to go up here, and I want to rename it because if we save this as template.html, make changes, then our template file will no longer be in the folder where we created it. We'll have to go get it again. I want to save this and load it each time I create an HTML file, and use that as sort of the starting place for all of my coding. So in order to keep this file intact, we're going to go up here to File, and we should be able to, let's see if we can do this right here. No, it won't let us. So we're going to go to File, Save As. Instead of template.html, I'm going to do, we're going to call this VSC, and that stands for Visual Studio Code. I'm going to use an underscore key, example, and then _1. So VSC example 1. I'm going to save that. Now this file is in that folder, HTML, inside OneDrive, inside Intro to Computers. So we've got this file in there. Let's go check and make sure that's correct. So I'm going to go open Finder again. We're going to go to OneDrive. We're going to open that folder, Intro to Computing, or Intro to Computers. And there's that folder. I'm going to click it to open it, double click it. There's the HTML folder. And there's this file that we just renamed from template to VSC underscore example 1, underscore example 1, yeah. So we know that file is there where it belongs. You're going to put all of your HTML code in that same folder. So we've got a couple of settings that we need to get fixed in Visual Studio Code. So I want you to find this gear icon on the the left side of the window, and I want you to click it. And then you're going to select Settings. So click the gear and select Settings. We're going to scroll down until we find Word Wrap. So we're looking for Word Wrap. There's Word Wrap right there. So we're going to select this downward arrow and we're going to turn Word Wrap on. So just on, nothing else. So Word Wrap needs to be on. And then we're going to go back to our main screen by clicking the gear icon again. Whoops. That's not wanting to do that. So I'm going to close Settings up here at the top. So we'll close Settings. The next thing we want to do is add something called an extension. So on the left side of the window over here, we're going to get this, what looks like 4 squares with one square sort of broken off to the top. To the top right, we're going to click that. And then inside here, we're going to type open in browser. Like that. So the top thing you should see there is this Open in Browser 2.0.0, and it's made by TechER. We're going to install that. What this does, it's like installing an application inside Visual Studio Code that allows us to click and open our HTML files in our default browser. So now we can close that window by clicking on that icon, and then we'll click over here, up here in the top, and close Open in Browser extension. Okay. So now we have our OneDrive set up with a folder to store information, to store our files. We've got Visual Studio Code configured to do Word Wrap, and we've installed the Open in Browser extension. So that's the 5 things that I wanted to accomplish in this video. So this is the end of video 1. Make sure you get all of these things done and recognize that you can stop this video, pause it, do some stuff, go back and watch again, rewind if you have to. So by getting this instruction on video, you can stop and pause and go back, that kind of stuff, until you get what you need to do done correctly. So that was our first video. We'll move on to video 2.